Mara woke to a sky the color of ash, and the weight on her chest felt heavier than the quilt tucked around her shoulders. Today was one of those days, when even the sun seemed to forget to shine. She lingered in bed, listening to the dull hum of the radiator, and let the emptiness settle in. Slowly, she sat up and pushed her feet into slippers that had lost their shape. The world outside her window was quiet. A few early joggers, a newspaper fluttering down the sidewalk, a stray leaf caught in a gust. She wrapped her robe tighter and padded to the kitchen, where the kettle waited like an old companion. The first hot sip stung her throat, but it was welcome. She closed her eyes and breathed in the steam. Mara's gaze fell on the little shelf of mismatched teacups by the window. Each one told a story. The chipped blue mug from her grandmother, the delicate green porcelain from a street fair, the tall yellow cup painted with daisies. She picked the yellow one today, cheerful, even when the world wasn't. The bright daisies dared her to smile. She gave them a crooked one in return. Coffee was too bold for a morning like this. Instead, she steeped her tea, lavender and chamomile, its scent drifting through the chilly air and softening the corners of her heart. As the leaves unfurled, she let her thoughts wander. Last week's fight with a friend, the stack of unpaid bills, the feeling that she was falling behind. Outside, a single raindrop tapped the window pane. Then another. Soon, a gentle patter joined them, as if the sky were weeping too. Mara watched the droplets race each other down the glass and realized her sadness wasn't just hers. It was part of the day. That thought made her feel less alone. She reached for her sketchbook and pencil. Drawing had stopped feeling fun a long time ago, but today she wanted to capture the rain's dance. Her lines were tentative at first, light scratches on the page. A half circle here, a looping curve there. Before she knew it, the paper blossomed with tiny, silver arcs. It wasn't perfect, but it was honest, and that was enough. A soft knock at the door startled her. It was her neighbor, Mr. Patel, with a small plastic container. "I baked these," he said, offering cookies still warm from the oven. "Thought you might like one." Mara's throat tightened. She wasn't always polite on days like this, but something about his gentle smile and the gooey chocolate chips melted her guard. She accepted the cookie and bit into it. Sweetness spread across her tongue, and for a moment, she remembered laughter, real, effortless laughter. "Thank you," she whispered. He nodded and waved goodbye, leaving her alone once more. But now, the silence held the hum of possibility. She finished her tea, wiped her sketchbook clean of stray pencil shavings, and placed it on the windowsill next to the teacups. Sunlight had broken through a thin veil of clouds, and the daisies on her mug looked positively radiant. Mara stood and drew the curtains a little wider. The rain had stopped, and the world glinted, wet pavement, rooftops, leaves shimmering under the fresh light. She inhaled deeply, tasting rain and tea and a touch of something hopeful. Today, she had been sad, but she had found kindness in a neighbor's gift, creativity in a simple sketch, and beauty in a chipped teacup. Sometimes sadness would come calling, she knew, and that was okay. On those days, she would remember to look for the small lights, because they were always there, waiting to be noticed.